again. So we are now with another interesting conversation with one of our renowned experts, Mr. Reinaldo. Everyone knows you, and welcome to this conversation. So we're going to talk about some of the points in this training in 17.011, the new version 2017. And the first question that comes in mind is the impartiality thing. So in this training we had some time discussing about it, and it seems that there's some new requirements. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. An important point that all of us as ABs with this new standard, we need to understand that it's the evolution of the standard from the edition 2004 to this new edition that was approved by all ISO members. And in the impartiality requirement is important for us to show to the stakeholders how our process are in place. And the point that was added to the standard is about the risks that the accreditation bodies need to do internally and to show that they have all those requirements in place.
So we are still going to be impartial as usual, but maybe the way of expressing it and the way to be more clear about it and transparent with other stakeholders will be maybe more clear, right?
Yes, that's correct, because with this new requirement on the risks, we need to evaluate the risk in all our process. For instance, the staff of the accreditation bodies, if the accreditation body has an accreditation committee with the interest parties in the representing that accreditation committee or in that group, also that those participants need to take in consideration. I mean, the AB needs to take in consideration that those committees as well, and the assessors that the accreditation body contract to conduct the assessments on the conformity assessment bodies.
Very good. So what I understand is that the risk will not only cover the risk for impartiality, but it will cover also risks for personnel, for assessors, for financing, for a lot of other things, right? So this is like a new way of working with accreditation. But why is it now new in this standard that we need to make the risk analysis thing? Because we had this for the cabs, we had this before around the world, but why also accreditation bodies need to go in this?
Yeah, the importance is, as you know, all those standards that is already mentioned, this requirement was for our clients.
Yes.
And this is a point that we also, as an accreditation body, we need to demonstrate that we also have that requirement implemented in our process.
Yeah.
Not only our clients need to comply with that requirements, but we as an accreditation body. Yes.
Very good and very clear. So I have also seen in this standard and during your training that there is something about the schemes which is new. So we can see the accreditation schemes, we can see also conformity assessment schemes. Why do we have this in 17.011? Why did we include this in the new version?
Yeah, the new version of 17.011 has this new terminology and some requirements that's called accreditation scheme, because of, as all of we know, is that the CABs, the conformity assessment bodies, they have to have their conformity assessment schemes. And now we as an accreditation bodies, we need to have those requirements in place as well. Because as you know, for us to have an accreditation scheme, if AB has a program to accredit testing laboratories or product certification bodies in accordance, for instance, product certification bodies in accordance with 17.065, that accreditation body needs to have a scheme that's going to cover the process that the accreditation body has to accredit that those CABs under that program, and also take in consideration the specific certification scheme that's going to be used by that program. For sure, we have in the past, in the version of 2004, we have that process in place, but now it's more formalized process, and we also need to have participation of interest parties when we develop those accreditation schemes.
So this requirement comes very naturally because since the last 17 or 20, 17 or 11, we started to have relations with scheme owners and schemes, and that's why then this 17 or 11 is covering this part.
Yeah, because as nowadays, scheme owners, they have a huge role on the conformity assessment process and in how to give more confidence to the stakeholders about those certifications that are implemented by those cabs. And for us to have this accreditation scheme, it's going to help us to manage better our process, and also for us to go in a lot of details when we're going to go to assess those conformity assessment bodies.
This looks very good, and this looks like also very interesting for our members in the PAC and APLAC membership. So what is your advice for our members who are looking to us now on the future for this implementation of 1711? As we know, we have a 3 years transition. Do you think that we have to follow some kind of steps to be in this transition? Do you foresee any challenges for accreditation bodies to do that, or depends on accreditation body? And how can we help as a region, as APLAC and PAC, our members to go through this transition?
Yeah, I think that this project that PAC, Pacific Accreditation Corporation, has with PTB to support this type of training that we have for us to provide to our members, I think this is a very good initiative because, as you mentioned, this is a new standard, has not been published yet. It's going to be published in a few weeks, but it's important to start to get the involvement of all PAC members for us to have a success in the implementation of this standard. And one point that is important for all the accreditation bodies is to start to do a gap analysis to see how far they are for them to comply with this new standard.
Very good. So we thank you for your help and for your continued support for our members, and we look forward for our members to continue with this training and to see you in the next movies.
Thank you very much.